Which one is better? Better in what context? Because I play both. And honestly, they're both awesome. They do. I mean, technically speaking, they both have the same role in a party, right? They're there to support. They do it in a slightly different way. And there are things that bards do a little bit better, and there's things that paladin do a little bit better. That's probably kind of vague, but it is true. I'll give you an example. Paladins can cleanse, and if you have really high cooldown reduction, you can activate that cleanse every 20 seconds. You can cleanse 3 times per minute for your entire party. That's insane. Not even gun lancers can do that, right? Bards don't have a cleanse, but they have a debuff prevention, and they can use it often. So, like during the clown raid I was doing, I could activate the debuff protection right before somebody get hit with the fear beam, the fear laser, so that they don't get feared. If you get feared, you lose control of your character for like 4 or 5 seconds, which is kind of annoying. Paladin parties with paladins tend to be a lot safer, meaning like they how do I say this? But at the same time, only up to a certain extent, right? Because they're safer if your party's competent, meaning if they're good enough where they're not underleveled for the content and they're only getting hit once in a while, a paladin basically keeps you alive the entire time with very little effort. But if you're underleveled and you're constantly getting hit and everything one-shots you, a paladin can't save you. In that case, a bard does do a little bit better job, because they have stronger burst healing. Like, well, take some examples. You know, the thing is, it's kind of subjective because, you know, Bard has stronger buffs, much stronger buffs, but at the same time, it's more difficult to use their buffs. Paladin's buffs are slightly weaker, but their buffs are much more consistent and they're very easy to activate, where everybody can benefit from them. Paladin also does more than just support, like they can also stagger, and they have better counter, and they have better weak point skills as well, you know, so they're more versatile. But they also don't have super armor, whereas Bard has pretty much like crazy super armor because their Rhapsody has tenacity, push immunity, right? Versus a paladin's Godsend Law does not have push immunity, even though both skills provide damage reduction. Yeah. Yeah, they're both really strong, and they both do good stuff. I mean, they're welcome to any raid, any content. Now, if for some reason we have a vacancy, right? And both people apply, Bard apply, and the Paladin apply. And they're both 1500, they're both fully geared. Then I have to take a look at party composition to determine and what content we're doing. Like if we go by content, okay? Let's say Argos. If both of them apply. Let's say they're both 1400. In this case, I'd probably rather have a Paladin in Argos because, well, first of all, they cleanse. So they can remove the poison and stuff that's happening in Gate 3. They also a better counter for Gate 2, a better weak point. Their shield's more consistent, right? Because Bard has crazy amount of shield as well, but only up to a certain range, whereas Paladin just shields everybody. I feel like because people take so much damage in Argos from all those AoEs, I feel like Paladin does a slightly better job in this raid in particular. If we move one step up, let's say Volton, I think Bard is better because Bard has push immunity, right? So Rhapsody, you basically just ignore all mechanics in Volton with Rhapsody alone. Because what the biggest caveat with Volton is that he can push you off the tower regardless of your item level, right? But at the same time, Paladin has cleanse. So for the first gate, with the wolves and the bleeding, Paladin can cleanse that. It really depends. I think if your party is bad, you want a Paladin. If your party is good, you want a Bard. In this particular content. Vikas? Paladin has better stagger. Much more consistent counters. Bard has damage buff for better burst. It depends what I'm playing. If I'm playing a sorceress, I'd rather have a Bard. But if I'm playing my Berserker, I'd much rather have a Paladin. But it depends on what I'm playing. For Vikas. Cuckoo? Cuckoo, I'll be honest, I'd rather have a Bard. The main reason is because I take so much damage in Cuckoo. Especially from the flame and stuff, and having done Cuckoo like 50 times since October, and playing with different paladins and different bards, like, bards have done a better job keeping me alive, personally. I think it's mostly because of all those flame stacks that I find myself getting into, and they have better burst healing when somebody's about to die. Also, if you're not taking damage from Cuckoo, they have better damage buffs for those burst windows, which is kind of what you want for Cuckoo Zeidon. Bro, Shaza, I think it depends on the gate, right? I mean, gate 1, probably Paladin.
That right there is emotional damage.
Or if you're in a bad group, the Bard's big heal can save people, yeah. But at the same time, like, it's kind of hard to say, because what makes Bard good is the fact that if your party is very good, they don't have to heal at all, and they can still contribute with their damage buffs, right? Whereas Paladin, your playstyle doesn't change whether the party's good or bad, because you still activate the same buffs and the same shield and the same heal. That's all a good thing and a bad thing, right? Bad thing is your playstyle is not flexible. A good thing is that they're really good at their job, at what they do, right? And that just never changes. You know, I think gate 1, I'd rather have a Paladin in Brel, because they have better stagger, destruction for those rooms. And it's a much bigger area. Gate 2? Honestly, I think gate 2 I'd rather have a Paladin as well. Because the room is just so freaking big. I don't think a Bard does a very good job shielding everybody in that massive local room where so much shit is going on. Whereas Paladin just press one button and everybody gets shielded. You don't necessarily need burst healing, you need consistent healing, and Paladin does a better job at that. Gate 3? Paladin has better counters. I feel like gate 3 takes so much damage. I think Bard's healing is necessary. It's like once you stand the bad spot, my sharpshooter got freaking destroyed last night. Just being poorly positioned on certain mechanics. I don't think a Paladin could have saved me. I think Sogir tried. He couldn't save me. And I was just poorly positioned on my sharpshooter. I think a Bard would be better for gate 3. Gate 4... Honestly, gate 4, I think Sogir did a really good job. But it's also because I was on Zerker. And I think Zerker and Paladin it's a better combo. I didn't save myself. It wasn't really your fault. I mean, in gate 3, people kept messing up the shapes, so people on the outside, they just die. There's nothing you can do about it when the shapes mess up. Me last night in raids. So like, my point is, I mean, we've got some supports in chat. BB's a support, Sogir's a support, Iconic is a support, you know? We've got some support mains in chat here, you know? I think you guys can relate to what I'm talking about. But they're both really good. You can't go wrong. But if you had the luxury to choose, yeah, it really depends on your party composition and your content. But me personally, like, I play both, right? We have like what? We have 4 Paladins and 4 Bards. 3 Paladins? 3 Paladins and 4 Bards? I think? 7? Yeah. I don't know. It's a decision of taste. Like, I really like my Paladin. Some people don't. Some people hate Paladin. They think it's boring. Right? It's too easy. I really love my Paladin. EAC offline. I feel like I feel like I feel like it's misinterpreted, misunderstood. Because Paladin is true, it's very easy to play. It's not as complicated. Your buffs, you don't have to position them. Right? You just have to cycle them. But at the same time, I feel like playing a good Paladin requires good timing on your shields. And a lot of people, they just press buttons. Because Paladin, it's not so much how much you heal, but how much damage you can prevent. And on Bard, I don't really think about that. Bard doesn't care about damage prevention, they just heal back whatever you lose. But Paladin, I'm constantly waiting for a mechanic where people get hit, and then I try to shield them right before it happens. That's how you kind of maximize the efficiency of your Shield of Faith. Is not only do you heal them the 8%, but you're also preventing the damage from happening at the same time, which is indirectly a heal, right? Whereas Bard, I don't really care about that. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. But on Bard, I don't care about that. I just let people take their damage, let people get hit, and then I just heal them back. Right? It's a different mindset. You heal... Paladins actually heal a lot. Especially with expert engraving. And they heal so often. It's kinda nice. You think Bard has the edge? Sometimes. It's kind of the same debate, right? With DPS, would you rather play a consistent DPS class or a burst DPS class? And sometimes consistent DPS classes can outperform burst DPS classes. It depends on the content. Sometimes it's hard to say. But one thing for sure though, I think... Let me say this. I like playing classes that are multifaceted, right? I like Berserker for that reason. And Paladin feels more multifaceted because they can do more than just healing, right? They can contribute to stagger, which bards cannot do. They can contribute to destruction. They can cleanse. They can prevent damage. Consistently. You know, timing your auras. timing your shields. You know, I mean, I guess Bard, in a way they can do that too, but it's a different feeling. Different feeling. Hard to pinpoint. Yeah, but the thing is, you would never give up those things. Because Bart's skills are so important that at most you can remove one of them for an extra stagger skill. Right? Like, you would not deliberately remove your buffs and your shields and your gauge generation just to have an extra stagger. Because that's kind of the DPS job. But as a paladin, you can. You can actually do a very decent amount of stagger without compromising your support build. That's kind of what's interesting about artists as well, is that they're actually very well designed class that can kind of cover multiple grounds. They kind of provide a different flavor for support players. You know? You don't play Rhapsody on Bard? You don't have to. I mean, a lot of content doesn't require it. Rhapsody's kind of... It's such a powerful skill, but it's often unnecessary, right? Because how often do you really have to, like, save somebody or save yourself? Using Rhapsody, like, not often. I use it over excessively just because it's fun to use, not because I actually need it. Because it's practically it's a free time stop.